Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Rovali's podcast. How are you today? Have a toast with me, won't you? Nothing like a good cup of coffee. Hey, so Vegas, baby. Vegas. As you can see behind me, I took a couple of little pictures. I like to take pictures so I can use for backgrounds for my food. I found this bronze dragon quite interesting. We stayed at the Aria over our weekend. And Vegas, wow, what a trip, literally and figuratively. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about it because it was a strange thing, you know. Anyway, yeah, we went to Vegas, and the hotel rates are pretty good right now, but that's about it. Everything else is really expensive. Holy smokes, it's expensive down there. But we had a blast. My lovely wife Kim, she got us tickets for the Australian Bee Gees show. And it's a group from Australia, which the Bee Gees originally are from. I didn't know that. I thought they were from the UK. And my wife said, no, they're Australian. And so we had to Google it, of course. And yes, they are Australian. But we sat there in their little concert, and it was a lot of fun. They were great, very, very skilled at the Bee Gees. And I liked it, too, because they kind of put their own little spin on it. And they sounded like the Bee Gees, like they should, right? But they kind of made the songs their own a little bit, and I like that too, because you could sound just like them and mimic them, but it kind of maybe takes away a little bit from the performance if you're doing an impersonation or mimicking exactly. But they were a lot of fun. It was a small venue, but let me tell you about the trip, because it was interesting. We went to the airport, and the airport, if you're going to go on a trip, plan a little bit of extra time, because the airport is not as fast as you would hope. We didn't miss anything. We got there in plenty of time, but man, the new Salt Lake Airport, yeah, you got to walk a little ways. You're going to be walking about 20 minutes. I didn't believe it at first, and I've done it before, but it's 20 minutes. That's a long time. But yeah, when the shuttle drops you off, and you walk through the airport, and you're walking a little distance to get to your concourse for your plane. But the flight was fine. This is the first time I've flown since the pandemic began, and I didn't know how comfortable I'd be with the mask, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. The flight was pleasant, and then when we landed, it was interesting too, because we called it Uber, and you just don't think about how things have changed since the pandemic, especially if you haven't traveled anywhere. But things have changed a little bit, and let me tell you about the Uber experience. So, we got on Uber and requested a car, and they responded quickly, and so on and so forth. And it took them about 10 minutes to get there, but the airport was surprisingly packed. Probably because it was Sunday, who knows? But it was pretty packed over there in Vegas. And when the driver came, he picked us up, very kind, very nice guy, and he took us to the Aria resort where we were staying. But it was interesting because he said that a lot of the Uber drivers have quit because they're making more on unemployment than they are working. Now, see, that I don't get that. I mean, I understand that people need to make a living, but I also understand that people need to work. And if you're paying them not to work, I don't know. It's kind of weird when you own a business. Business people just don't think like that, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, he said that they pay him so much money to not work, and so there was a shortage of Uber drivers. He said, now when you're done with your vacation and you go back to the airport, you're going to want to call about 3 hours in advance. And I'm like, really? For an Uber? And he said, yeah, there's just not that many cars, there's not that many drivers, and so it could take a while before they come. So that was always in the back of my mind. But needless to say, we did have a great time. We gambled a little bit, just very little. I'm not a gambler. I lose all the time, but we played the poker machines and just had had a couple of drinks and had a couple of nice dinners. We went to some of the restaurants there, and but it's interesting because everything, I would think that they would have a lot of deals and cool stuff that are dropping in price because they're trying to woo people back. But the only thing that I found was a really great deal, and it was the room rates. The room rates were pretty nice because the Aria is a pretty nice place. First time I've been there, and it was really nice. The rooms are fantastic, great rooms, and very, very reasonably priced, cheap as a matter of fact. But then everything else was not. Cocktails there were like $18. Woo! But it was a lot of fun. And then we went to this little place. There's a place, I think it's beneath the park resort, and it's called Italy, okay, as a play on the word Italy, but it's called Italy, and they have a lot of cool little shops in there, and most of the product is Italian, wines, spices, different kinds of things like that are pretty much all Italy. And we went in there because I always like to compare our cakes and our pastries and our sweets to other places, just to see how we compare, how our flavor is, how our our prices are. It's always good to do that to make sure that you're kind of in line with where you think you should be. So I always do that wherever I go. I try things. For example, I'll try, you've heard me talk about cannolis in New York City and so on and so forth. So we went to this little pastry shop, and they had a limoncello a dessert, and then they also had a cream puff. And we tried both, and I can tell you this, guys, okay? I can tell you this. We are right up there, if not a little bit better. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm just telling you my truth, okay? Well, the truth. That we are like right there as far as some of the best places when baked goods are concerned. And our cakes are just top notch. And like I said, wherever I travel, I try different desserts to see, if they are better than ours, and if they are, why are they better than ours? And if I find out why they're better than ours, I want to make mine even better. I'm a little bit competitive that way, but that's okay. That's a benefit for you. And it looks like I have a black screen. I didn't even notice. Anyway, so it was a lot of fun. The concert was a blast. We hung out by the pool like all day on Sunday, and it was just great. We just hung out all day, relaxed, found a great spot. The pool on Monday wasn't too busy. The Vegas wasn't too busy on Monday. I think everybody left Sunday, but that was really nice. They did have security walking around to make sure your mask was up if you weren't eating or drinking, and that's the deal over there. If you're not eating or drinking, your mask has to be up. To me, it was kind of weird. I understand it, but it was kind of weird when you're by the pool and there's no one else around you and you still have to keep the mask on. It's kind of a nuisance, but I guess I understand it. But the one thing that bugged me about that was security. They were making the rounds every 3 or 4 minutes, and it just got to the point where I was annoyed by it, to be honest with you. I understand you want to keep people safe and all that, but when you see those guys, passing by looking every time, you don't really have a chance to like really relax, okay? But that was the only negative thing I think that I have to say. The weather was spectacular down there. It was really nice, unlike what we're having right now. Holy smokes, It's cold out there, but yeah, the weather was beautiful. It was like perfect weather. It wasn't too hot and it wasn't lukewarm. It was like perfect. So we had a great time. But I want to thank my wife for putting this together. It was a nice little getaway. We really thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm going to end it there because that's all I have to say. But I do want to invite you to lunch or dinner today at Rovali's Ristorante Italiano. Hey! And we're still doing curbside. We did a lot of curbside last night. Woo-wee! A lot of takeout last night. But you can find us at rovalis.com, ROVALIS.com, or you can call us at 801-394-1070. There you go. Can you see the smile on my face? That's called relaxing and having fun in Las Vegas. Okay, and it's funny because Kim kept saying through the weekend, our weekend, of course, Vegas, baby, Vegas. So I adopted that as well, and we had a blast. It was a lot of fun. So if you're gonna go down to Vegas, go down, have some fun. Remember, they're still doing the mask thing, but it's really nice down there. Yeah, and they haven't really let any of the hotels, like, they're not run down or everything. It seems like through this time they've gone in and spruced things up, and it's very clean, very nice. But I would recommend it. Yeah, I would recommend it. All right, you guys. We'll see you at Rovali's for lunch or dinner today. Okay, don't forget, tomorrow I have a very special featured dish for you, and we're going to talk about that and show you some pictures tomorrow of my food, okay? All right, you guys. Have a good one. We'll see you on the flip side. Ciao for now, and I am going to do this instead of my hand shaking. There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Bye.